A very warm hello to all of you. I'm Beena Rajesh Balal and I will be talking about OSI model for computer communications. Now let's have an introduction of the OSI model. OSI is Open System Interconnection Model, which was developed by ISO in the late 1980s. This is a hypothetical model which is used for understanding and developing computer-to-computer communication. It has an architecture which is flexible yet robust, and it is interoperable. Basically, OSI model divides the network architecture into functional 7 layers, out of which all the layers are independent and yet they are related to each other. Changes in one of the layers does not require changes in the other layers. Now let's look at how the OSI model looks and what are the various layers of the OSI model. As you can see from the diagram, OSI model is made up of 7 different layers. Layer 1 is a physical layer, layer 2 is a data link layer, layer 3 is a network layer, layer 4 is a transport layer, layer 5 is a sessions layer, layer 6 is presentation layer, and the last layer, which is the end user layer, is a application layer. Now let's look into details the various functionalities of each of the layers. The first one, or layer 1, is a physical layer. This physical layer is responsible for transmitting individual bits from one to the next. It also is responsible for various physical characteristics of the interfaces and media. It also helps to determine the data rate, synchronization of the bits, the physical topologies, and transmission modes such as simplex, half duplex, and full duplex. This was the physical layer. Diagrammatically, the physical layer looks something like this, in which the data is in the form of bits. So there is a flow of bits from the physical layer. Let's look at the layer 2, or the data link layer. The data link layer is basically responsible for hop-to-hop delivery. It is also does the function of framing, that is, dividing the stream of bits received from the network layer into manageable units known as frames. Its also functions include flow control and error control and access control. If you diagrammatically look at data link layer, it looks something like this. The data link layer, the data is in the form of frames. When I add trailer and header to my data, the data becomes a frame. So the format of the data at data link layer is a frame. Now let's look at the layer 3, or the network layer of OSI model. The network layer is responsible for delivery of the packets from the original source to final destination. Its other functionalities includes logical addressing, which is source to destination, then routing, and also its main function is end-to-end delivery of data, that is from source to destination, that is from one end to another end. If you look diagrammatically at network layer, it looks something like this. The format of the data at the network layer is known as packets. So the data in the network layer is known as packet. Now let's look at layer 4, which is a transport layer of OSI model. Transport layer is responsible for service point or port addressing. It also does the function of segmentation and reassembly. There is also connection control and flow control. Now segmentation and reassembly is done, and the segment numbers or the sequence numbers helps the various segments to rearrange so that data can be flow from one end to the other in the orderly fashion. This is the way in which your transport layer looks like. So there are various segments in the transport layer which can be combined together with the help of sequence numbers. Now the next layer of the OSI is the sessions layer. The session layer is responsible for dialogue control, which is the interaction between the various systems It also does the function of synchronization by adding what are known as checkpoints. So checkpoints will help in the process of synchronization. As you can see from the diagram, there are sync pads which are added at each point, which will help in the process of synchronization. Now, the next layer of the OSI model is the presentation layer, which is layer 6. As the name suggests, the presentation layer is basically designed to handle the syntax and semantics of the information which is exchanged between the two systems. Its main functionalities are data translation. If you are talking about security, then it will do the encryption and decryption at the other end. If the data is too large, then it will do the compression of my data. So all these functionalities are lying with what is known as presentation layer. As you see diagrammatically, our presentation layer looks something like this. Now let's look at the last layer, which is layer 7 of OSI, known as application layer. The application layer is responsible for providing various services to the users. These services could be mail services, file transfer. It also allows the user to log on to the remote servers. It also includes the other functions such as accessing the net, that is World Wide Web. It also includes the other functionalities like directory services, distributed database sources, and so on. So if you look at diagram of application layer, it looks something like this. It also shows us the various protocols that are used, such as SMTP, Telnet, HTTP, and so on. So application layer is a layer which is in direct contact with the end user and which also gives you the main functions which are responsible for accessing the network or other mail transfers, etc. Now, after looking at the OSI layer, let's have an analogy of OSI model with what is known as the most popular food item, OSI, burger. So I have got what is known as the OSI burger over here. If you think about a burger has got various layers which are different from each other, but yet it is a part of one single burger. Similarly, the case in OSI model. In OSI model, I have got 7 layers which are different, independent, but yet together it functions as a single model. So this is what is the analogy between my OSI model and OSI burger. Now let's summarize what we have seen in detail so far. As you can see from the diagram, the physical layer is responsible for transmission of bits over the medium, and it provides all the physical specifications. Talking about layer 2, which is data link, it is used for organizing the bits into frames, and it provides hop-to-hop delivery. Then layer 3, network layer, used to move the packets from source to destination and provides inter-networking. Layer 4, which is transport layer, it provides reliable process-to-process delivery and also error recovery. Layer 5, session layer, it is used to establish, manage and terminate sessions. Layer 6, which is presentation layer, used to translate, encrypt and compress the data. And lastly, layer 7, which is application layer, it is allowing the access to the various network resources. So this is in all the summary of all the 7 layers of OSI model. Now let's wind up by looking at the format of the data at each and every layer. The format of data at the physical layer is bits, at the data link layer is frames, at the network layer is packets, transport layer is segments, and at session, presentation and application layer I have got the data stream. Now this is all from my side. The various diagrams from my PPTs are being taken by TCP IP protocol suite by Frozen. This is all from my side. Thank you for listening, and we will have the further concepts being covered in our next sessions. Thank you so much.